Hello, and welcome to today's episode. If you've already heard the introduction before, then just skip ahead about 4 minutes. Otherwise, the Bible is referred to as the living Word of God. It isn't a book that is meant simply to be read. It is a perspective-altering substance that is meant to be ingested and absorbed into you. And when it becomes a part of you, it changes you. And that is exactly what it is meant to do. A psalm is a spiritual song based on real-life experiences that reveal a profound foundational insight that is then expressed in the form of music, which is usually played on a harp. This is my own paraphrase of the Psalms. Now, there is an important difference between a paraphrase and a translation, and it is important to understand what that difference is. A translation takes a text word by word, and it finds the most accurate word in another language to convey the meaning of that original word. But sometimes getting the details right can come at the expense of the big picture. For example, the literal translation for a butt dial and the literal translation for a booty call could end up being exactly the same if they were both translated very literally into another language. But we all know that those are two very different ideas. A paraphrase, on the other hand, is attempting to capture the spirit of the idea that is being expressed. But both approaches come with their own disadvantages. Sometimes, the most literal translation for each word, while technically accurate, loses something in its translation. For example, if you were to translate the phrase, "cat got your tongue," into another language, it would make no sense to them. Why would a cat grab your tongue? What are you even talking about? In order to convey the original idea, you would have to find out which saying is used in that other language to express the same concept, but it might not involve a cat, or even any animal at all, and so the literal translation would not be a very accurate one. But in a case like the one that I just described, the idea is more important than sticking to a very literal translation that loses all of its intended meaning. However, because paraphrases are an individual's interpretation of the underlying idea, instead of a rigorous academic translation of the word, they are not as objectively accurate as a translation is. A paraphrase is a lot more subjective, and that makes it much more susceptible to interpretations that are way off the mark of the original text's intent. The focus of a translation is on detailed accuracy, and sometimes the broader picture is not conveyed very clearly as a result. The focus of a paraphrase is on painting that big picture, but it often loses the accuracy of the finer details. Both are useful as long as you understand which is which, and what the disadvantages to each approach are. And that is why I recommend using both an accurate translation, like the New American Standard, and a responsible paraphrase. Psalm 66, Part B, verses 8 through 20. My people, be grateful to our God and express that gratitude. Cause the sound of his praise and adoration to reverberate both through the air around you and internally. After all, he is the one who supplies life and sustains it in a manner that is truly living. And after he has taken us to the path of life and set us on it, then he keeps us from blundering off of it into the nearby ditch. On top of that, divine Creator, you have trained us and tested us. You have strengthened and reinforced us. You have tempered us in the same way that silver is refined, by plunging us into the perfecting fires of a crucible. You continued to forge us, and you brought us into the harsh crucible of a fortified prison, where you pushed us to our limits by stacking the weight of heavy burdens onto our very cores, which we had to bear. You caused us to experience what it felt like to have the rest of mankind ride over our heads when we were already prostrate. We passed through intense fire and immersive waters as we went to hell and back, but on the other side, you brought us out into an abundant place that was full of bounty. So now, gratefully, I enter your home with sacrifices of wholehearted consecration to you, to be consumed in their entirety and ascend to you. Yes, I will live up to the vows that I swore out loud to you back when I was in so much trouble and distress, because I keep in mind that I am responsible for my words, and words are important. I will gratefully offer you the best that I have, the choicest animals that I have raised for my own needs. I will hold nothing back, but will instead offer up to you the fragrant incense of roasted lambs, along with my goats and my cattle. Stop to reflect on the scale of that sacrifice. Let everyone who earnestly respects the divine Creator and stands in awe of him come and listen to me as I declare to you the things that he has done for me. I cried out loud to him, and looking back, through that choice, I was subtly implying his glorious value. If, on the other hand, I choose to compromise by valuing my heart's own inclination to twist what is right, then the Most High will not hear me. But there is reliable evidence for me to stake the exact opposite claim, based on the fact that God has heard me and attended to the content of my prayer. And I am grateful that God did not turn a deaf ear to me or reject my prayer of introspection as I seek to align myself with him. Nor did he ever take away his committed love and unmerited mercy from remaining with me always. I pray that whatever voice God might choose to give me in this world, he would also give me the words that I should use it for. These words have meaning for me, and if they had some meaning for you as well, then I am truly grateful that we have both been given a gift from above, and from each other. Have a good day out there, my friends.